Hello everybody, Danny Shay coming to you from heaven. I survived the rapture. I got that from my brother. It was so funny. So my wife goes, "Did you survive the rapture?" And he goes, "Yes, I'm texting from heaven." That's my Buddhist brother. He doesn't believe in heaven. At least I don't think. I'll have to ask him. Well, I can ask you all you Buddhists out there. Do you believe? Okay, I posted on my community page if you want questions on 3i Atlas. Let's do a deep dive into that. I'm pulling up some information, some facts, which I heard a great line from Ken Follett. We had a huge lightning storm and rainstorm last night. We never get this kind of weather. It was phenomenal. Little dog is screaming and barking at the lightning. So, didn't get much sleep. But anyway, so I was on the morning news. Yikes, a lot of commercials for Tylenol and drugs. Another comment on that. And they were interviewing Ken Follett, who is writing, I hope I pronounced his name correctly, a Welsh writer, who does historical books, and he's writing a book on Stonehenge and the makers of. And it looks pretty interesting about Wiccas. Ooh, yeah. At least I think. I don't know. Anyway, he was saying when he does historical writing historical books, he tries to get as much data as he can, factual information as he can, and he tries to get like 80%, and then he streams it or ties it all together with 20% imagination. And then he said, but with Stonehenge, in this book I wrote, it was the other way around. It was 80% imagination and 20% fact from what he could get. And I went, thank you for that confirmation. Because when we drop into our imagination, when we drop into Journeyland in our imagination, our meditative state, we are still creating this book, and it's kind of historical, but it's in our imagination, but that doesn't mean it's not true. Am I making any sense? Help me, Psychic Duck, help me. Oh, you're not making any sense. It's good to see everybody. Thank you. Yeah. So, getting back to this, when we tap into 3i Atlas, we are going to be tapping in with 20% fact and 80% imagination. And our imagination is our intuitive sense, is our playfulness in going to that comet, rocket ship. Because there's some really clear abnormalities. Oh my gosh. It's almost like me trying to say acetaminophen, Tylenol, spaceship. Oh my gosh. So, I'm sorry for this little mini ramble. I don't know. I mean, with every week that passes, I feel like I should be more anxiety-ridden than I am. And maybe it's just that I'm getting so numb and I'm going, this is just insane where we are. And I'm just like, okay, are we going to get out of this? Let's take a look at that. I mean, I know we are. I feel it in my bones. Election Truth Denier came on, what was that podcast show? He had the head of Election Truth Alliance on, and I had to turn it off like not even an eighth into it, because it's like you're giving me data points, you're giving me numbers that it's like, first tell me the results. These states, these counties, their votes in our research were wrong. And then go into the analytical anomalies of that and show us how it's off for those people who are nerds that really want to get into the weeds with it. But for those who aren't statistical nerds, give us what you're saying first. So one of the things I do want to look into, and I'm going to do it right now, is if this information from the Election Truth Alliance comes out and comes to major media, and that's another question. What is major media? But if it comes out to the mainstream, to where people are talking about it and going, holy crap, did you hear about this? I mean, is it us talking more about it? And if it is, I think that the Election Truth Alliance needs to give us an elevator line. And elevator lines are when you're writing a screenplay and you're trying to pitch an idea. And this is where I first heard it. When you're trying to pitch an idea, you may end up in an elevator with a producer, and you have one sentence to grab their attention so that the producer will go, follow me, I want to hear more. So we need an elevator line. I know, some of you guys are going, well, Danny, write one. Have PsychicDuck write one. There's PsychicDuck. You can hardly see him. How come you're way down there? Oh, there we go. Okay. If this election truth comes out, well, let's just ask, is this election truth, does it have the energy to come out? Is it coming out? Does it have the energy of coming out? And no, it's in suspension. And it's being challenged by, it should come out. The Three of Cups. Yeah. It's true. It's got the Strength card to it. It'll create chaos with the Five of Wands. And then you've got the Page of Wands bringing forth new information. So will it come out? It's not ready to come out yet. Why not? PsychicDuck says because they don't have an elevator line. Some of us are really good at doing this type of work, and we need some of that in the Democratic Party. We need some of that messaging to get out, in the Democratic Party. Sounded like Jimmy Kimmel last night. Did y'all see him? Very good, very powerful. I didn't know he was a crybaby. And then my wife goes, oh yeah, he cries all the time. And I go, really? All this time I've been watching a crybaby? As I'm crying. it's so nuts. When I hear music like a violin in a movie, I'm crying. I don't even know what it is. Old Yeller. I'm crying. So, anyway, a little too much information. So what needs to happen? Let's look at that same question in the future. The election irregularities. Let's look at that within 3 months' time. Will the election irregularities come out in 3 months' time? 3 months' time, so that people will be able to understand what happened, not just these data point numbers. And he had this graph up there, and it said Mount Shasta, California, and I'm like, you're talking about Pennsylvania. And then he has this graph of Mount Shasta, and it was a circle, and it looked like a very perfect spaceship. And I go, what are you showing me? It was just so weird. So are they going to get their messaging right? Will this information come out so that it makes sense to people in 3 months, within 3 months? That's a yes. Let me shut this. Ooh, let me shut my ringer off here. Come on. And then I can't remember to turn it back on again. So what do we got? Let's drop this down and let's all be surprised. Very first card we get. What are we talking about? We're talking about the presidential election. And what is the card we get? The Hierophant. And it is being challenged by the High Priestess. So when I read tarot, when I was first learning, they go, this is the challenge card. But I also find, for me, and in my style of reading, it is either an enhancement card or it is a furthering of the story card. But in this case, I think it is the challenge card. So here we have the government, the higher order of things, but it is the government. If it was the higher order of things, then we have intuitive messages coming, and I like this 80-20 rule. But if this is the government, it is being challenged by the hidden messages that we will be receiving. We're talking in 3 months. So far, I'm liking, oh look, the way of positive change is owl. And for those of you who don't know, she had a dream about an owl a couple of months ago, 6 months ago. Time flies when you're in crazy land. Okay, at the base of the reading. Oh, can't show you. I gotta do this. So weird. Oh, side note, squirrel. So I just read that YouTube may be allowing the COVID conspiracy channels to come back on, free speech and all. Jimmy Kimmel's still out in those certain areas with Sinclair and Nexstar. But the COVID conspiracy channels can come back on. But still, I can't show the star card. I'm going to get banned from YouTube for showing naked tarot pictures. Doing a tarot reading. All right, let me drop this down. Let's see if I get banned. Okay, what are we reading on? I'm covering it up just for a little bit till I get my thoughts relined again. We are reading on if the election truth is going to come out in a way that makes sense to the majority of Americans. Will that happen within 3 months? So we have the Star of Hope. It's like, yes, we have this. We are marinating in the truth. In the past, as it relates, is the Empress? Is this Russia? Or is this the abundance that we had in the past? And I know Pumpkinhead was at the UN talking about how the world is a shithole, but not us. We are living our best lives ever. Okay. The fiery Ace of Wands. So new information coming out. Bam Bam card. Right? In the potential near future is the Emperor. How do we read this? Okay, let's just look at all the major arcanas here. I mean, that's still a really, really powerful card. Ace of Wands, new information. If you don't pay attention to this information that's coming your way, it's going to smack you on top of the head. You got the dragon energy here. And it's new growth, new beginning. Other than that, how many major arcanas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Wow. Wow. So this is interesting with these two cards, because I'm like going, who is this Emperor? Is this, the Great Pumpkin head? Is that him? With his decrees? Tylenol bad. And I don't know, but I was checking out the stock prices for Sinclair and Nexstar, and they dropped. Not huge, but they did fall. And Tylenol fell when Trump announced it, but then came back up because there's no data. Okay, squirrel moment. There's no data. There's no scientific data on Tylenol and what the Great Pumpkin had said about it. And even Oz has flipped. I can't believe that guy is still. He's got a supplement that'll fix it, though. I'm on a little rant today. It's a rapture. The Tylenol was sued in 2023 about this, and the lawsuit was dismissed because there was no scientific evidence. However, with all medicines, it affects people differently. From what I understand, have I mentioned for entertainment only? From what I understand, it's that there's a certain control group that these drugs are tested on, and it's usually white young males. And so there's a whole other group of people living on the planet that this drug has not been researched for. For example, the little oxygenator things that you put on your finger, they're designed for white fingers. I'm like, what? What? We got lots of learning to do. Okay, let's get back to the Emperor card and the Empress card. So this could be Russia meddling in, and they still are with our news media. And this could be the Great Pumpkin leader head. Let's just see. We have the Knight of Coins, slow moving knight. So is this information going to come out? And I think this is the Great Pumpkin. Is it going to come out? Yes. Slow, but it will. That's a celebration card. Hopes and fears. That we get the Knight of Wands, bringing forth some information. And this is seasoned information. This may be some young information. That's like, hey, pay attention. We got some stuff that's coming out. This is seasoned information. And the final card is Eight of Swords. That's a no card. That's a restricted card. The information is there, but it's not coming out. But in some of it is. Maybe it's just our external feeling. We got this, it's good, look at this, it's good, but it still doesn't come out. It should, but it isn't. And the clarifiers to this are, oh, maybe so. Judgment and Temperance. So, to me, this is temporary. Temperanceary. There's a release with this Judgment card. Let it go. With this Temperance card and this card, look at the image. Let it go. I think that's what we're saying. Let it out. But in 3 months, I still think that it's being held. It's being restricted in some way. But I mean, look at all of these major arcana cards. We got 2 more. This is big, big, big stuff. My eyes keep going to this card. That's me just hoping. Interesting with this information coming out. What's the hopes and fears? So yeah, the Knight of Wands. No Lotus card. Interesting. You know what? It's interesting to me. Okay, let's look. I want to keep this relatively short. So we're reading on the election truth. Good, good, good. I want to look on at the UN. That speech that he gave, an hour speech, and here's something that I pulled from my notes, and this is, hang on. Okay, so I got this from Joyce Vance. The Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, opened the debate for the United Nations. It was 80 years ago that they started this. The UN was created to prevent another world war by establishing a process of cooperation over chaos, law over lawlessness, peace over conflict, high ideals. And he asked during his speech, what kind of world do we choose to build together? And he warned that we have entered into an age of reckless disruption. And his speech went on. I mean, it was really good. It was trying to bring people together. It was saying, hey, we got to figure this out. And then the great Pumpkinhead, hail, 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 don't take me off of YouTube. He came on. Psychic Duck's going, you? What? I don't know. Psychic Duck is just laughing at me, but I must tell you, hail to the pumpkin duck, the golden-haired pumpkin duck. All right, getting back to the UN. In Trump's insane rant, he went on, he talked about windmills, he talked about how climate change is a hoax, he talked about, I think he might have even brought up Tylenol again. What else did he bring up? Oh, he called the mayor of London a name. horrible or some whatever. And he said that all of the countries basically said they're all shitholes. That's what he said. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of part of this. It is awful. I'm crying again. What are the... Okay, we know, so in one of the texts that came up, this is where I was going with that. One of the texts that she got was I didn't write it down, but he said, do you guys in the US know what a madman, what a crazy fool you have as president? Are you guys watching this? And the thing is, his numbers are dropping like, I mean, they're really bad. All he's got is his base, and it's kind of down to like 32%, and I still can't even believe that. But it's phenomenal that and it goes back to Fox News and the other station, Newsmax or News whatever, and you know, they're just spreading lies and dysfunction so that we split ourselves up. But and now Trump is saying that Ukraine can win the war. And now he's for Ukraine. What's MAGA thinking of all this stuff? What is the base thinking about the flip-flops that Trump is doing? Where are the Epstein files? Got to keep bringing that up. Not just so that the survivors still have a voice. Not to bring up that bad crap against them, but to give them some justice on this. So, where are the Epstein files? What is, and the Make America Healthy Again group, they're like kind of pissed off at Kennedy. It just feels like it's going downhill so fast for these guys, not fast enough. Tom Homan, I mean, just too much news. So, are the world players going to play a part in our change of government? That was pretty politically correct. Are other countries, other leaders going to play a part in us changing our current administration? Are other rulers going to be playing a part in our changing of administrations? Let me drop this down. There we go. I'm going to do it old school. Okay. Ooh, 4 cups. Looking at the Holy Grail. Looking up there at the... I got that from another deck. But looking at an offer, looking at something. They have options. They're not looking at them. They're looking at that one up there. Not moving yet. And maybe he's praying, oh, good Lord. When we get into this, this may be something. We'll see. Maybe he's in the rapture. We have the 9 of coins, abundance. So it feels like when they get hit financially, that something, well, let's just keep going. Page of Wands, bringing forth some information. That's what they're doing. And the King of Wands, this is my Mark-Ruta card. King of Information. King of Coins. That could be my trump card, but it's also, you know, money. It's world money, because that's what we're talking about here. And the Lover's card. Is the world leaders going to be a change? It's going to take a lot of work. Celebration externally. Internally, a lot of work. Celebration externally. Hopes and fears, this heartbreak, this betrayal can end. In case you don't know. Queen of Cups. Need I say more? Need I? Do I need to say any more? I don't need to really pull any more clarifiers, but I will, because I normally do pull 2 clarifiers for this. So this Queen of Cups that shows up in the final position, the final outcome of, are the world leaders going to adjust this, have a say in how we change administrations? It feels like to me that it takes a lot of work. There's a celebration. There is a betrayal here. What's this betrayal? Are they going to show this betrayal? It's got a lot to do with money. And then we have the Queen of Cups, Lotus, showing up. We have, did you pick the right cup? Now some is illusion, delusion. Some is, what choice did you make with this card? And with this card, there's a rainbow in there. Pick the rainbow. Pick the Lotus. Oh, good Lord. And then we have the Devil. Tied to the Devil. Chained to it. So this Lover's card is probably some of the people that, the 30% that are going along with this. So he's still got some chains on these people that are not letting go. So let's just throw some real quick. I'm going to shuffle. Same deck. What is what's the release from this? Well, it doesn't feel like there is a big release. It feels like that will always be there. Is there a release to that? Is there a release to that? Judgment is releasing. It's the rapture. It's rising up from the earthly things. It's walking away from sorrow into sunlight with a new emotional start. I'm going to leave it there. I love this reading. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you all. Peace and love.